There we go. You got the draws?
I'm going to find them right now. They don't make it easy.
They don't make it easy like Jilly.
You going to go to Jilly B's camp?
Yeah, I heard they have some great video analysis.
Video, and now that's where it stops, allegedly.
Alrighty. What hat is that? SD?
Yeah, you know, just
STDs?
yeah, STDs, like the color, you know. What was that called? Did Daytona Beach Open? Got it.
Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of King of the Court. We are your hosts.
Let's get it.
Jimmy and Tyler.
Fired up today. Fired up.
Thank you to the title sponsor of this podcast, which is the Pickler. Jimmy, tell us about who the Pickler is.
The Pickler, the premier indoor facility. There's all these facilities popping up.
They're opening.
And there's all these facilities that are closing
openings
now.
Yeah.
A bunch are closing, but guess who is not? Guess who is continuing to grow?
Knock on wood.
Continuing to dominate the space. Continuing to provide the best experience for indoor play in all the land.
We have a code for
Pickler.
people to sign up also at Pickler.
Yeah.
KOTC, it gets them a great rate, and it supports us, supports them. Also, if you're interested in franchising, starting your own business, being a part of the booming industry, which is pickleball, reach out to the Pickler, which is pickler.com, and tell them that the guys at KOTC sent you.
It looks like there's a couple facilities in Florida that you might be able to get for cheap. Just closed down.
Which ones?
Did you see those? I don't even know. The guy was opening 12 or something.
And he's not anymore.
He closed the only two that he had open. So I'm saying, slide in. The Pickler has it figured out. Like, you can't build $15 million facilities. I know Graham got mad at me, but you can't build $15 million.
Wait, was that one of his?
No, but I'm just saying you can't build $15 million facilities from the ground up. Like, go with the experts. Let people that know what they're talking about and know what they're doing help you open a facility.
You heard it here first.
Right? Okay.
Jimmy Miller.
That's my rant for the day.
On the reel.
Quit spending your kids' money and put it back in the trust fund and let somebody help.
Also, big shout out to Pickleball Central. They are another sponsor of the King of the Court podcast. They are the number one online retailer, and they are the number one online retailer for many reasons. One of them being is they have the largest selection on all things pickleball. And also, if you want to buy most items, we have a code. And for this month, it's KOTC1224.
Yeah.
In January, if you're watching this in January, which is in a week, it will be KOTC0125.
Yes, and it is the largest code on Pickleball Central. It is the biggest discount that Pickleball Central will allow.
Yes. Not by much, but it is.
It is the most. It doesn't matter. It is the biggest.
It is.
It doesn't matter if it's an inch or a centimeter. We have the biggest discount.
Yes. Alrighty, Jimmy.
Tyler.
Getting right into this. We talk about this all the time, but it feels as if there's not a week that goes by without something big happening. And I feel like the past 1 to 2-ish weeks, there's just been a monsoon of drama, of items that have come to surface. And so we are here to break it down.
So last week, this is the funny. Let me give you a little background.
Are you stoked for Christmas, by the way?
Am I what?
Stoked for Christmas.
Dude, I love Christmas. Do you?
Love it.
Do you think?
Except for we need snow.
Do you think Christian moves Annalise Elf on the Shelf, or does Lee do that?
I don't know. I've never understood the Elf on the Shelf thing.
Just curious if he's the one that moves it, or if you think he does little fun things where it's like fishing for.
Should
Cheerios.
we have Elf on the Shelf or something?
We should have. It's like
Just right
fishing
here.
for Cheerios and stuff.
Okay.
Hey, I got you a gift.
Oh,
Should we
boy.
talk about Christmas?
I guess so. I thought we were going to get right into it.
No,
but
let's do it. Here.
all right.
I got you a gift.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a new microphone. I got you a present.
Your present is in the mail. It's on its way.
Are you going to open it?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, let's open it right here, right now. Because you're a child.
Brain freeze. Okay.
Because you're a child, so what child doesn't love candy?
Freeze-dried candy. Not bad.
Decent.
Sour Patch Kids. I actually really like and have been craving.
See,
I've been
good
saying
friend.
next year I'm starting a diet, but I guess it is still 2024.
I'm a good friend.
Sour Patch?
Cole, that's Cole.
Oh, Cole. Have I been a bad boy? Tell me I've been a bad boy.
Easy.
Tell me I've been a bad boy.
Easy.
Oh my gosh, gift cards?
Got you. Take
$50?
Take the wife out.
Who'd you steal this from?
It probably was re-gift. Just
Oh
kidding.
my gosh. This is the most gifts I've ever received.
And then the one thing you asked
one
for.
and only.
You asked for this. You begged for it. I had to sell all my ETH. All my Ethereum for this, Tyler.
What's Ethereum? This is incredible.
The Pudgy Penguin.
I love it. I'm blushing.
The ultimate Pudgy. Just for you.
I'm at a loss of words.
That might be worth more than your actual Pudgy someday.
I actually just bought one this morning.
Another one?
Another one.
Oh, we'll see.
This is incredible.
So there you go.
I love this. This is the best gift anyone has ever given me this year.
This year?
Yeah.
In the last 5 minutes?
Yeah. This is amazing. I'm blushing. Thank you, Jimmy.
I got
That means
you.
a lot. James.
Wait, we got another gift.
Jimothy.
Well, we might as well do gift opening right now.
Okay.
So Gloria, we met Gloria in, I don't want to show her address.
All right, I'm keeping this in the back.
Yeah, that's sweet. Right next to Captain Hook. So we met Gloria in Dallas.
Love it.
Hey,
Hey,
big
look.
fan.
I like Pudgy right there.
Oh, funny. She's from South Dakota.
Okay.
And you played cornhole with her son, and honestly,
Did I lose?
You didn't do very well. He needed a little more out of you. But she wanted to send us a gift. I don't know what it is. I haven't opened it. Could be anthrax. Could blow up. Could be, I don't know. But we're going to open it. Gosh, Gloria.
You didn't bring a knife or
No,
scissors?
they don't play in South Dakota. Look at that. That's like,
Use those teeth.
should I?
Wow, Jimmy.
Oh, it worked. All right, here we go. She definitely didn't want anybody
That
else. to
Pudgy
get
is
this.
so cute. That penguin.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Uh-oh. More? Dude, she did not want anyone to take this.
Let me guess. You're going to leave the box here for me to clean up.
Is this how you open boxes on Christmas?
No.
Are you very like,
I'm very proper.
you are? Like you get out the scissors and
Should we just start a podcast where we just open gifts?
like Ryan's Toys?
Yeah.
Wasn't that that kid?
I don't know who it is, but I know there's a lot of people who do that.
Here we go. Oh, and it's wrapped. Merry Christmas. Gloria, is this appropriate? Like this? I mean, you're married with kids. I hope this is appropriate. You want to open it?
Go for it.
All right.
I like seeing the look on.
Oh my, Gloria
What is it?
and I. Gloria, we are the same person. I feel like you should finish it. We're the same person. Look, another Pudgy. Locked in.
Wow. And they got some stickers?
Stickers.
KOTC?
KOTC stickers. Dude, we got 2 Pudgies for the pod. Done. Incredible. Thank you, Gloria. It's not what I thought.
What an incredible gift.
What a day.
You guys are on the same wavelength, huh?
We are. What a day.
Did you guys conspire?
Isn't that part of the song?
I don't know.
Conspire?
Go for it.
I don't know. Anyways. All right.
Thank you,
Moving on.
thank you. I am
That's awesome.
overwhelmed with joy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, that's the only thing keeping it up. My bad. All right.
'Kay.
Moving on.
Getting back into it. All right, so
Speaking of people who are not on the same wavelength, Ben and Colin.
okay, so right into it. The JOHNS brothers.
Big news. So here's a funny story. I was texting with Gabriel Tardio, and we were just talking about some things coming up, talking about, he right now, I don't know if you saw, there was like a list of players playing in that PWR, the India League.
Yeah, yeah.
And his name was on it, and we were talking about it. And essentially, he's not under contract right now with PPA.
He did a 1-year deal.
He did a 1-year deal. Gabe did something really interesting that I personally respect. Gabe said, hey, I don't want to sign a 3-year deal because obviously my value right now is probably not worth what it's going to be in a year.
And this is from what we've heard.
Yes. So he basically said, I want to bet on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to sign a 1-year deal and then renegotiate after a year, because Gabe felt like he was just scratching the surface. And it worked in the sense that Gabe Tardio from 12 months ago compared to Gabe Tardio now is a different player. I mean, he's literally a top 3 to 5 player now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would say last year, I mean, he was playing Challenger last year.
Yeah, he was probably top 20, top 25-ish.
Yeah, exactly. So he's made this massive jump. So he bet on himself, but currently he's not under contract because they're negotiating. So that means he can't play MLP. For those that don't know, there's PPA sent out a thing. If you're not signed, you can't play MLP. If you took a buyout, you have to pay back the buyout in order to play. And if you're not signed, you actually have to play qualies. So a gold card is what signed players receive. It allows them to go straight into main draws, not pay registration fees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unsigned players are not given a gold card. So Gabe right now, he would have to play qualies, which is wild for anyone he would have to play.
Well, they're threatening that.
They're threatening that, yes. I'm just saying that based off current rules.
Yeah.
So we're talking, and I said, well, what's J-Dub going to do if you don't sign? And he said, well, hopefully we get it figured out. He's pretty optimistic.
Is he signed?
Who?
J-Dub?
Yeah. So he signed a 3-year deal.
Oh, he was 3-year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gabe and Millie signed 1-year deals.
Okay.
Everybody else signed 3-year deals. So he's like, yeah, well, we'll work it out. And then he said, but guess what? I said, what? And he said, someone else asked me to play, and I don't know what to do. And it's kind of a bridge I don't want to cross until I get signed. So we talked about it a little bit. And then someone else texted me literally that night, which was wild. And they were like, did you hear Ben and Colin are splitting? Mm-hmm. And I was like, actually, yeah, I just heard that. Mm-hmm. And they said, why don't you break it? And I said, because I don't want to break it because
Gabe still had not talked to
Gabe still had
JW.
not talked to J-Dub. He hadn't talked to anybody. Yeah. And I was like, and I don't want to put Gabe in an awkward spot. And I don't think Gabe's even made his decision.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I probably could have said Ben and Colin are splitting without bringing up Gabe.
Yeah.
But then the next day, Thomas Shield of the Dink,
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to give credit. He breaks the story that Ben and Colin are splitting and that Gabe's been asked to play.
Yeah.
So, funny story. As soon as that happened, I don't think J-Dub or anybody had any idea. Mm-hmm. And so I think that there's a little damage control going on there. Maybe on Gabe's part. I don't know for sure. But I feel like maybe there's some damage control. So, so basically long story short, Ben and Colin have decided not to play together in 2025. Mm-hmm. They are signed up for Masters, so I don't know if it'll be after Masters. Mm-hmm. But then Colin is going to Australia and playing with Jay DeVilliers.
Yeah, yeah. Once again, that's been planned for quite some time.
Yes. And then Ben has reached out to partners. We have been told that Ben reached out to Gabe. Mm-hmm. He reached out. There's a rumor out there that he reached out to Hayden, and Hayden told him no.
From what I've heard, he didn't ask him directly. He just said, "Hey, do you have partners or something to that line? Do you have openings?" And I think Hayden said to the effect that he was playing with Fed.
Yeah,
for this year.
Which again, I think that's a good choice by Hayden right now. Him and Fed are playing really well together.
Yeah, yeah.
And so at this point, I mean, if Gabe doesn't sign, Ben's looking for a partner. Now, here's my question: if Gabe doesn't sign. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you just move J-Dub to the right and Ben and J-Dub go play together?
I don't know.
You think they could?
I mean, they obviously could. I don't see them being as much of a threat as Gabe and Ben would be.
Sure. What about Dylan?
Dylan, I think, might do a little bit better with Ben.
I think Dylan wants to play the left, though.
Exactly.
So that's where things are at. And then Colin, I think we'll see Colin play with Jay.
What happens if they end up together? Because I'm thinking of a partnership where these two players, they wanted to split from each other. Uh-huh. And so one of them kind of dropped the other person, and they both tried to look for partners, and neither of them could find partners. And so they ended up getting back together.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But that's also Pablo and Fed almost had the same situation.
Yeah.
And so what they did was, like, the rumors of them splitting leaked months before they split.
Exactly.
Because they didn't want to fully split until they each found partners.
Exactly.
And so, yeah. But, I mean, it is Ben Johns, right? Like, who's not going to, other than, I guess, Hayden maybe, not going to drop their partner to play with Ben?
Yeah.
And maybe Gabe. I mean, maybe Gabe still wants to play with J-Dub. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, who would be a good fit? Would Alshon?
I mean, what do I know? I think Alshon would do well.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of people are throwing out these names, and in my opinion, a lot of people aren't thinking about the dynamics on the court, the team chemistry, how they do on and off the court and everything like that. And in my opinion,
huge.
Once again, this is my opinion. What do I know?
A lot. You're a professional.
There's most of the time, not always, but most of the time, having two alphas on the same court or on the same team do not do well. You need that balancing act. And so that's why Ben and Colin did so well, is because Ben was the alpha and Colin was able.
He was the sigma? He was the beta?
Beta, exactly. He was
Did you
able
call
to
Colin a beta?
Well, not in a derogatory way, but just kind of his game style. He was more there to
Do
reset.
you think Colin moves the alpha on the shelf for Maddie Torrin? Okay. Sorry.
I think you need those two different styles to complement each other. Rarely do you see two styles of play where they're just banging 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And so that's why a lot of these names that are getting thrown around, I'm like, I don't think they're going to work well, because Hayden, Gabe, or whoever it might be, they do best when they're moving around, when they're being on the offense. But I don't know if that would be the same case if those partners were with Ben, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. I think that it changes things. And if Ben is trying to take 70%, 80% of the court against those guys,
Exactly.
you're limiting their offense.
Exactly.
Colin played that role very well, and those guys may not play that role as well. So, yeah, I think it's going to take some trial and error.
Me and Callan played against Andiamo and Hayden 1 or 2 years ago, and Hayden was confined to a very limited portion of the court, and he didn't do as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I do think that it was time for them to move on. I know that they both released like little statements. Did you see the kitchen like going at the dink?
I saw it when they first started.
They like started like going at each other. And
the funniest is the kitchen. They said, "Be wary, be careful of where you get your sources from." And then, I kid you not, within 30 minutes, they're reporting the
exact same thing. Exactly. Just give credit where it's due. You could not like them. You could not like the dink, and you guys can, you're both battling for the space, but you can still like give respect where it's due. Like that was.
But it's so funny. If you were scrolling through Instagram and you go on their stories, like literally there's one story and then you click the next one and then it has the same thing that they were complaining about the other side for doing.
It was crazy. So Ben and Colin 2025, they have split. We will see where they end up. Nobody's really sure yet.
So who are your top 3 partners for Ben?
Gabe.
Okay.
Dylan.
Okay.
Hayden. And then it wouldn't shock me if we saw like a...
you think Hayden over Alshon?
Well, I think Alshon, because of the personalities.
Okay.
I think that, Alshon and Ben have gone at it. Alshon and Colin have gone at it. Not that they can't swallow their pride, and it's not like it's personal. And yeah. And then I would say Alshon.
I actually think this would never happen for sure, but Ben and Riley would actually do really well.
Yeah, I could see Riley. In the one person that you brought up a couple weeks ago that... maybe is just a holdover, Matt Wright.
Yeah.
They've had success.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised his name hasn't been thrown in there more. I know he is getting a little bit older, but he still does well. And he's able to.
But if you're going to play with Matt Wright, is there a massive difference between Matt and Colin?
No.
It's in game styles and things like that.
At least not yet.
Yeah. So I think that, you may just stick with Colin at that point.
Okay. Anything else with that?
No.
Do you think Ben would want to switch around with different partners, or do you think he'd want to choose one and just?
He's always been very consistent with his partner. I think that I just think that he's going to have to find somebody. Now here's a name too that is very close with Ben. Went to Thanksgiving is Deckel.
They've always been close, yeah.
But Deckel's elevated his game. Has Deckel
That's true. But once again, I think Deckel does much better when he's covering 80 to 90% of the court.
Agreed.
When he's sitting there, I don't know.
What about Daskew?
That could work. Yeah, I think that would be a better fit, but I don't think they've ever played together. And so
But Ben hasn't played with many people.
No, but I mean, you have MLP where he plays with them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I think it's.
But for example, I mean, I've said this also is I don't think even if Ben were to play with the clear cut number 2, whoever that might be, I don't think they would still have as much success as they once had. And so if that's the case, if they start losing, if he switches with somebody and they start losing in the quarter or semis or whatever, does he still stick with that person?
Yeah.
Because that's what he was doing with Colin is he was losing in the semis, quarters, or whatever.
It's a good question. I mean, the men's game, the parity is through the roof right now. So it's definitely, next year is going to be exciting.
Next year will be great. I'm excited. We have about 2 weeks until Masters. Are you going out to Masters?
Yeah, I'm planning it, right? I'm planning on it, yeah.
Wow.
That's the plan right now.
You walking? How are you getting there?
Well,
who's paying for you?
First of all,
who's paying for you?
First of all,
Big Pickle?
Flying into Palm Springs is expensive.
Well, it depends on when you get your flight, but yes.
Yes. Well, you haven't got one yet.
I have.
You did?
I got to cut down on my flying.
That's number one. Number two.
Flying to Ontario.
Yeah, it's only a 45-minute drive.
That's an hour.
Hour?
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah. Well, you could stop at the Nike outlet.
True.
In the ghetto.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Let's get into a Daytona.
Well, real quick, did you want to talk about the letter?
Yeah. Let's
So another piece of drama.
Yeah, so a letter. So for those who don't know, UPA, we've already talked about this, but UPA is essentially charging paddle manufacturers to be on Pickleball Central, to become official UPA approved paddles, and for those paddles to be used by the pros in 2025. So a lot of the paddle manufacturers are not happy about it. They don't feel like they should have to pay $50,000 or whatever that number is just for their pros to use these paddles.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a little bit of a money grab in a way. Now, we had Jason Aspis on the show, and he said that the whole point of it is because they didn't feel like USA Pickleball is doing a good job, and they want to regulate paddles, and they want to, have it in their hands, and they want to regulate it for the pro game because they feel like USA Pickleball's dropped the ball.
Correct. So
a letter went out.
Real quick, before the letter went out, Gearbox officially announced that they were not, UPA announced that Gearbox was not participating in it.
Yeah, so Gearbox basically said, thanks but no thanks. We're not going to pay. UPA sends out a letter that says 2025 Gearbox paddles will no longer be legal for pro players. Mm-hmm. So there's not a ton of Gearbox pros. Michelle Esquivel uses the Gearbox. Who else?
Wyatt Stone.
Mario Barrientos.
Yep.
Wyatt Stone. So those guys would not be able to play with their paddle on tour. So then a letter goes out, and I don't have it in front of me. I thought I had it, but I don't. A letter goes out it's signed by multiple manufacturers. It's signed by Engage. It's signed by Selkirk. It's signed by Head, Babolat. And essentially what the letter says is that we are not going to recognize, first of all, let me back up. What it asks for originally is it just asks for a 12-month reprieve to get all of this figured out.
What does that mean? That's a big word.
That means they just want 12 months before they have to pay money.
Like a standstill. Pause.
Yeah, before they have to start doing all of these things to pay all this money to get all approved. They feel like UPA is still in its infancy. Mm-hmm. And they need to work out a lot of things before they start banning paddles on the Pro Tour. So that's the first part of it. I think that's their way of asking nicely and hoping that UPA says, yeah, that makes sense. Let's figure out the kinks. Let's work this out. But I was told that if this doesn't work and if they're not able to play nice, then we're going to see more drastic actions taken.
By who? By the
paddle manufacturers.
Gotcha.
I don't know what those are. I don't know if those are lawsuits. I don't know if they're antitrust lawsuits. I don't know what those are, but this is like the nice way of saying, hey, guys, we're not there yet for you guys to be enforcing this. Let's figure it out. And so, yeah, so that's kind of where it is right now. But a lot of those paddle manufacturers, I mean, there was like 8 or 10 on that list.
Yeah.
Were basically like, they were not, they were essentially saying we're not going to recognize UPA as a governing body until you figure some stuff out. So,
yeah, and once again, there's a lot of stuff that isn't super transparent. They don't necessarily know where those funds are, what they're used for, why the price is so high. And for a lot of these smaller brands, it just doesn't make sense.
yeah.
And so it's a tricky situation for everybody.
That's right. And so I don't know if you remember, but this letter initially went out, and it said, I think it came out from Dylan Seeger. Maybe it came out from Connor Pardo, but it basically said that 99% of all paddles on the tour had agreed for the next year.
And this was a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, they said they had agreed for the next year. But then another letter went out that said these are the ones that have agreed, and it was like 7 or 6. And then there's a whole another list, and it said verbal agreement or contract sent.
Yeah.
I mean, I could send a contract to anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they are going to sign it, and And so it seems like the goalposts were moved a little bit there. I don't know what happened. If maybe those guys said, yeah, we're good, and then they've changed their mind.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's interesting what's going to happen, because here's the thing is if there's no Selkirk, if there's no Head, if there's no Babolat, those are big names.
Yeah.
I mean, is everybody going to play with Yolas next year? And
Exactly.
And Vulcans?
And that is one of my biggest questions that I've had is what happens to those players that are sponsored, receiving money, receiving help from these manufacturers that are now not on the list?
Yeah.
Does Yola take all of them? But the thing is, they won't have any negotiating power with Yola because they're the only brand that is accepting these pros.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it actually ends up hurting the pros, which is why I think these letters go out to the pros that say, hey, your paddle sponsor has not agreed, so that the pros put pressure on them.
Yeah.
Because, what's going to happen is Yola is going to say, well, we're the only ones that are actually signed, or there's only 5 of us. So
exactly.
Why do we need to pay you $200,000?
Exactly.
We'll pay you all 20, like
even 40 or yeah, exactly.
So, all right.
Okay, moving on real quick. We'd like to give a big shout out to our next sponsor, which is C&D Pickleball Nets. They announced a new product. Jimmy, can you tell us about that new product they announced?
Yeah, so C&D has a brand new product. It's a brand new net.
It's available for pre-order, so it's not shipping quite yet, but you can order it and get excited. Tell all your friends and family that you have an order in for this product.
They call it the Qualifier.
Okay.
It is essentially it's the same exact system, cable tension system that they have. Stainless steel.
Just more economical.
Yeah, still non-marking wheel, still the 3-year warranty. And it is $15.99.
$15.99?
Yeah.
And if you use our code, I think you're saving.
You do get a discount with
I
our
don't
code.
want to say what it is, but it's got to be at least $100, I think.
Yeah. I
With
mean,
our
it's
code.
incredible. Like, there's not a net. I mean, look, they already had the best net, right, on the market. Now they literally have, you save, I don't know what you save with our code.
It's probably around 10%.
Yeah.
5 to 10%.
I don't know what it is. But they already had the best net, and now they're absolutely just dominate.
The footprint's going to be smaller.
Yeah.
And so it's not going to take up as much space if you're storing it in the driveway, in the garage, or wherever it might be. But like Jimmy said, the quality is still there. It's still the best in the business. It's just much more economical.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally put these in indoor facilities and have no problem. They could be used as, commercial nets. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
So
go check them out. This is the latest offering from C&D Pickleball Nets. We love them. They've been a long supporter of this show, and so we love to support them when we can. Go check them out. Their website is bestpickleballnets.com and use code KOTC on any of their products.
yes.
All right, moving on. So this last week, 2024, they had the Daytona, what was it called? Daytona Open?
The Pictona Holly Hill Daytona Open.
Okay.
Something.
How do you feel about Daytona, Jimmy?
I mean, look, if you get out of Daytona with all your teeth, it's a win. That's how I feel.
There was somebody in the comments in our last video that was not very happy with the words you were saying about Daytona.
Are they from Daytona?
They have to be, or they have to live there.
I'm sorry. I'm sure. Please, somebody show me the nice parts of Daytona.
Hey, they have a raceway.
Yeah, exactly. The race people that love NASCAR are a certain type. They fit.
The raceway's nice. The raceway's nice. It's a massive
If the
stadium.
raceway is the nicest part of your city, you're in trouble.
No.
Uh,
They have a PF Chang's there.
You know who loves PF Chang's? You probably don't even know who this person is, but
Who?
Mark Davis, who owns the Las Vegas Raiders,
Okay.
is obsessed with PF Chang's.
Is he the dude that's got the weird hair?
Yeah. He eats PF Chang's every single day. Every day. And they so when he lived in California in Oakland, when they were in Oakland, he would go to this PF Chang's and they knew his order. And they had a separate table for him.
Good.
And he would literally go there every day.
Rightfully so.
So now I assume that he's in Vegas, he's going to the PF Chang's in Vegas.
He needs to go to
all the places.
hair salon.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Okay, so Daytona. It was the last tournament of the year. The points counted towards the 2025 points, but
Yes.
it was played in 2024. Many, not all, but many of the pros did not play in it because it was right around Christmas time. It literally is 2 days before.
Yeah, I mean, look, nobody wants to catch a disease in Daytona right before Christmas. So a lot of them opted out. But there were still a lot that were there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think more on the men's side didn't go, but the women's, there were still quite a few women.
Yeah.
A lot of the partnerships were different.
Yeah, which I loved. I think that's what made it fun.
Yeah.
I think this was actually a really fun tournament, and it was exciting because we saw all these new partnerships.
Okay. All right, let's get started.
Okay.
Women's singles.
Women's singles. So Annalie was there, but she did not play women's singles. And so Leia was the 1 seed. And she ended up playing Dominique Schaefer. And Dominique had they had a battle back and forth. And Dominique ended up upsetting her in 3 games. And then Caitlin Christian, I think going into it, we all thought that it was Caitlin Christian or Leia's, tournament to lose. And Caitlin Christian continues to play very well in singles. She beats Mary Brasha in the semis and then beats Dominique Schaefer in the finals. And is that her first gold? I think it is.
Seems like it. Yeah. She's made a couple of finals and a lot of bronze, but I think that's her first gold.
Yeah. And then Helena Jansen, no relation to Leia Jansen, makes the bronze match, loses to Mary Brasha. But I watched her play in Dallas, actually against Mary. And she has really good strokes. She hits the ball really, she's good.
Do you know where she's from or lives?
She's from I can't remember. Do you?
No, I don't.
She's from I don't want to say foreigner, but I can't remember.
Okay. All right, moving on. Men's singles.
She went to Appalachian State, by the way.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I did not.
Do you know who else lives near App State?
Who?
Oh, she's a Charlotte girl.
Nice.
Probably hangs out with Jack Stock and Brooke Buckner.
Okay.
She's from Spain. See, I knew it.
Helena Jansen?
Yeah, she's from Spain.
That's not a very Spaniard name, is it?
I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, but
Elena?
She went to App State. App State is right by Boone, North Carolina. Kat, CMO of the Pickler.
Yes.
She's from there. Anyways, that's the most random fact of the day.
Men's singles.
Men's singles.
So this was fun.
Yeah, it was great. Fed was there. And so everybody else was playing for second. But men's singles, Zane Ford,
which I played against Virginia Open, and I played him in my first round. And he smashed me in one of the games.
Dude, he's always picking up those first and second round wins.
Yeah.
And then when he plays kind of the upper level players, then he kind of, that's where he loses. Well, he didn't have those this time. But one thing real quick, Jordan Chrysostom.
Yes.
So I think he played at Virginia Tech tennis. He's got to be 6'4"-ish.
Yeah, he looks like it. Yeah.
Long, athletic, all over the court. I mean, dude was everywhere. He ended up beating Colin Schick in round 1. And he was everywhere.
So the Kitchen shared a viral point from their match, and it was funny because Colin Schick is all over the place. He is one of the most energetic singles players out there.
Always wearing pants too while he does it.
This guy, what's his name?
Jordan.
it seemed like he was matching his energy, his style, and even upping it even more.
Yeah, Jordan is like a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Another guy who has been kind of, every time you look at these draws, he's just there, and he seems to just be picking up a couple wins here and there, and he's a challenge. Is Adam Harvey.
Yes, he came on, what tournament was it? Maybe 3 tournaments ago where he upset a lot of the players, and ever since then he's been doing really well.
Yeah, so a couple good runs there. But Fed played DJ. He played Maxim's Kazajevs. I don't know how to say that. DJ Young, Marshall Brown, and then he plays your favorite player, Mo Alhouni, in the semis, gets to the championship. Zane Ford and Michael Lloyd had a battle in the semis. Went 3 games. Zane beats Michael Lloyd 12-10 in the third.
Wow.
It was 11-7, 9-11, 12-10.
Yeah.
Beats him 12-10 in the third, and then Fed ends up beating Zane 7-3 in the championship.
Who wins bronze for singles?
Michael Lloyd beats Mo Alhouni 1-1. 11-1, 11-1. Go get me some coffee.
Mo or Moda?
Mo.
That's racist.
That's what I hear, and I'm still trying to figure that out. We'll get to that when we get to men's doubles.
Okay, let's get into mixed doubles.
Mixed doubles. All right. So Annalie was there, but again, she did not play mixed. We had a lot of new partnerships in mixed. Mm-hmm. So one of the ones that I was really excited to see was Hayden and Georgia. Mm-hmm. We had Tina Pisnik and Andre Deescu.
Yes.
Anna Bryant and Deckel Bar.
Yes.
It's a fun partnership, right? Megan Dazan and AJ Kohler.
Uh-huh.
Friends on and off the court, as Dave Fleming likes to say. Special friends.
Hey, he was on one with all the Christmas puns and everything.
Oh my gosh, he said
he said something about the Grinch.
He said, "Oh gosh, Georgia was playing and she like hit a win. She hit a winner against Lee Waters, and he said, Georgia Johnson giving Julie her present early." Or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy. Did you think he writes them down? Like, does he practice them in the mirror?
I don't know, but it's pretty flawless.
It is. It really is.
Execution level, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, Dave. Okay, so let's just skip round of 16. So, there's good matches in the round of 16. So, Mary Brasha and Augie Guh play Megan and AJ and beat him 12-10 in the third.
Wasn't AJ and Meg up like 10-6 or something in the third?
Yeah, they were up big, and they kind of had a little bit of a meltdown there, Jackie Kawamoto and CJ Klinger win game 1 against Elise and Rettenmeyer. Mm-hmm. I think they're up 8-4 in game 2. Okay. I want to say maybe. And then Elise and Travis got hot. Travis was great in this match.
Saving it for the last tournament of the year.
Elise was great too, but like Elise, Elise was Elise.
Yeah.
Diving on. I mean, the match point, we have it. Go to More King of the Court on Instagram. Our boy, CG, not Connor Garnett.
Yes. Yeah.
Has a great view of it.
Yeah.
Incredible video. But Elise dives for a ball.
Shocking,
right? And then ends up, they end up winning the point. And it was a drop shot by CJ, which I'm sure Fleming was like, why are we dropping? Fleming hates drop shots.
I do too.
And Elise got to it. But Rettenmeyer was phenomenal in that match. Honestly, like I said, Elise was Elise, but Travis was great. And they end up beating Jackie and CJ, which is a huge win.
And then that puts them into the quarterfinals?
Put them into the quarters. And, the next day, CJ ends up winning men's gold. Spoiler alert. Ends up winning men's gold. And so, kind of shows you how well CJ was playing on the weekend. So that's a good win for Elise and Travis. Lee Waters played with Dylan Seeger.
Love it.
They won their first round game.
They did.
They beat Mo Alhouni.
They're a good team. Once a bear, always a bear.
Beat Mo Alhouni and Liz Trueluck. And then they ended up playing Hayden and Georgia. They lost 0-6.
Should Dylan retire and go into pickleball full time?
100%. At this point, you might as well. Is he better? You would know this. Is he better as a pickleball player or as a pro player liaison?
Ooh.
What's he better at?
He's better at pro liaison.
Oh, my, you freaking gosh.
I love Dylan. Dylan's nice.
Dylan is nice.
Yeah.
All right. Leia and Max Friedman had a good run.
What'd they get?
To the quarters. Quarters. They ended up losing to Hayden and Georgia.
Okay.
Kate Fahey and Fed lost to Tyra and Pablo in the quarters. Mm-hmm. And then, Hayden and Georgia beat Pablo and Tyra in the semis. And then Anna Bright and Deckel are upset by Tina Pisnik and Andre Descu.
I think or maybe even we had them making it to the finals, right?
Yeah.
Does she need to get back with James?
I mean, I will say this. Like, I love Anna Bright.
Do you? Is she coming on the show?
No, remember, she got mad. Just real quick. In the finals, she she questioned Catherine Printo's paddle in the finals, okay? And then we posted about it, and she commented and said, I didn't question her paddle. Her paddle, she switched paddle. This is what she said. She switched paddles, and I was making sure the ref checked her paddle to make sure that it had a sticker, and he knew that she switched paddles.
So you were wrong?
So you were questioning her paddle. That's called questioning someone's paddle. If you're checking with the ref to make sure that someone's paddle is legal and has passed testing and has a sticker, you are questioning it.
So you were wrong?
No, I'm not wrong. That's exactly what I said.
Anna Bright put you in your place.
No, she did not. So my point is I'm not saying you were malicious, Anna. I'm not saying that you were angry. I'm not saying that you did it because...
My heavens, Jimmy, get it right.
Because Catherine Parento was kicking your ass in that match. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm just saying that you walked over to the referee.
This will somehow come back and bite me.
And you
100%.
said, hello, Mr. Referee or Mrs. Referee. She just switched paddles. Can you double check and make sure the paddle she switched to has passed paddle testing, please? Thank you. That's questioning her paddle. It doesn't mean what you're doing is wrong or whatever, but then she got fired up for me saying that and got like,
well, did you apologize?
She said, my God, I didn't question her paddle. No, that's exactly what that is. Like, you went to Cal. You're a very smart person. You're a freaking Cal Bear. You don't get into Cal by being stupid.
Sports athletes can
that's
get
true.
in.
Vivian Glassman went to Cal. But point is, you're smart. So really, truthfully, like, it's not a big deal. It's not that serious. My point is that, yes, you did do that. It's okay. It doesn't shed you in a bad light.
It does.
Well, then I guess she should be a referee because she's very much a rule follower and wanted to make sure that sticker was on the paddle.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on. She's a great player. Love Anna Bright.
Did you ever apologize?
No, but did you know that she's with the Pickler now?
Yeah. Her and Hayden.
Yeah.
So their deal is a little bit different because I believe they're partnering kind of with the Chaffetz group. They're franchising a bunch, and they're helping those locations mostly.
So are we colleagues now?
Besties.
Are me and Anna Bright colleagues?
Besties.
Do you think, like, she just hates me?
I don't know.
Should I send her a Pudgy for Christmas?
Everyone loves Pudgies.
Anna. Good job, Anna. All right, moving on.
Okay, so that was mixed doubles.
So Hayden and Georgia beat Tina and Descu. I mean, they beat them easily in the finals.
It was 3 games, right?
Yeah, and then Anna Bright and Deckel beat Pablo and Tyra.
Okay.
So
women's doubles. Women's doubles. All right, what are your thoughts on women's doubles?
Women's doubles. Sorry, we both got a text.
With a random picture.
Random picture of Rafa's face. Is that his face? All right, women's doubles. Women's doubles was sweet. So Lee and
Lee
Anna
Waters, the epic. So it's been 2 years since Lee has played pickleball.
No, it hasn't. Stop.
It's been 2 years since she has played pickleball.
Okay, let's put some things to bed. Lee Waters and Christian Alshon played Masters together last. They did.
That's debatable.
Mixed. So that's a tournament. She played the U.S. Open with Anna Lee. That's a tournament. Lee Waters plays pickleball every day. She plays a lot. But is Lee Waters playing tournaments, competition?
No. So she hasn't. Essentially, she hasn't played in 2 years.
So she's still playing pickleball, though. Let's not pretend that she's been laying on her couch, walked off the couch
in Gucci,
and smacked all these people around. She didn't. Okay, Lee is still very good. She's a very solid player.
Lee Waters.
So Anna Lee basically went to her mom and said, hey, there's a tournament in Daytona. We live close to Daytona. Get there pretty quick with the bus. What do you think? And the mom said, I'm not riding in the bus, but let's take the Range Rover and we'll have the bus meet us there. And so they ended up going to Daytona. Catherine wasn't playing. And so they played together. And they had a very, very favorable draw.
Okay.
I mean, they did. It is what it is. There's no, And they end up playing Samantha Green Hutt and Kelsey Laurent.
Okay.
Beat them 2-3. They play Helen Toe and Michelle Murphy. Did you know Helen Toe is a physical therapist?
I did not.
Beat them 0-2. And then it gets a little tougher, and they play the Brashas.
Mm-hmm.
Brashas aren't bad. Beat them 3-7. And then they get Elise and Tina Pisnik, and they beat them in 3, 6, 3-3. And now we get to the finals. And on the other side of the bracket was I felt like was a really good bracket, even for like a tournament missing a lot of players.
Uh-huh.
Anna Bright and Jackie played. Kate Fahey and Leah Jansen.
Okay.
Georgia and Tyra, all on one side of the bracket. So, Megan Dazan and Alex Trong, who actually took Georgia and Tyra to 3.
Does Alex have a new paddle sponsor?
It looked like she wasn't playing with Engage.
Gotcha.
I think
That's
she's
what I
playing
heard.
with Yola.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a new sponsor or if she just picked that up and was like, F it.
Yeah.
That would be the most Alex Trong thing ever.
Be careful what you say.
Love Alex. No, I have to. No, listen, she got rid of the creepy agent that used to groom little girls, so we're good.
Oh, my gosh.
So, point is, Anna and Jackie play Georgia and Tyra in the semis, and Georgia and Tyra didn't miss a shot.
Mm-hmm.
They were incredible. Like, as good as I've ever seen them play. They were absolutely phenomenal. So we get to the finals. Georgia and Tyra come out. They beat Lee and Annalie 11-7.
So going into this, everybody thought, awesome for Lee. It's been fun watching her, but
Yeah.
it's come to an end. We think that Tyra and Georgia should win.
Yeah. And so they beat them 11-7 in game 1. It really wasn't even that close. Tyra and Georgia were on fire. They're up 8-2, 8-3 in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just, again, absolutely on fire. And then Lee Waters says, listen, youngsters, I still got a little left in my tank. My daughter's the best player in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting over here looking fly in my Paddletech dress. If I have to show up on TV with not wearing Gucci, I better at least get some gold around my neck. And they come out firing, and they literally start mom and daughter shake and bake. Tag
It was incredible.
Team. Yeah.
Annalie took over.
Yeah. And Lee did exactly what she's supposed to do, and they end up winning game 2 11-8 after being down 8-2. Win game 3 11-3. Win game 4 11-4. To the point where Dave Fleming says, welcome to 2-5 open play, because Georgia and Tyra just looked discombobulated, missing balls. They were like letting balls go in between them. They were crashing into each other. He also said that they had, I think he called it disgusting thirds, but not disgusting in a good way. Like
bad.
They were bad, high. And they ended up winning it. And then, so Lee and Annalie take the dub in Daytona.
Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, congrats to them, honestly.
Congrats, yeah.
Like, too bad Scott's not around to make them any barbecue anymore.
Yeah.
And then AB and Jackie beat Elise and Tina Pisnik for bronze.
They lost the first game, though. I watched some of that match.
They did.
Yeah.
They did lose the first game, and then they looked really good the next two.
Yeah.
In fact, had they played like that against Georgia and Tyra, they probably would have made the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So AB takes home 2 bronze medals on the weekend. And yeah, Lee, Annalie, I mean, look, that's not who's not there? Catherine's not there, right?
Lucy, Callie,
but Jesse, Etta, I mean,
Lacey.
but it's still a good field.
It's still a good field, but
Yeah.
I mean, I would say.
Yeah, a little bit different. I mean, it's not as much of a grind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good win for them. Congrats. But after the match, they asked the question that we all wanted to know. There's been rumors that Annalie's going to play some with Georgia next year.
Uh-huh.
That's been rumored. Adam Stone actually talked about it on his podcast.
Uh-huh.
After the match, Annalie said, no, I'm not playing with my mom. I am playing with Catherine next year.
Boom.
Now, that doesn't mean that she won't mix in some with Georgia if, Catherine can't make it.
Yeah, I mean, people are planning for a year out, and things change.
Yeah.
Things change literally a week from now, 2 weeks from now. So a lot of times
exactly.
stuff changes.
But she is playing with, do you think does things change sometimes?
What?
Things change sometimes?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not always. Sometimes.
So she said she's playing with Catherine in 2025.
Yeah.
All right.
Will Annalie and her mom play again in another tournament? Obviously, they're doing
I think
US
so.
Open.
I mean, she actually said if there's another tournament around this time next year, she would love to play with her mom again.
How cool is that? That's awesome.
Yeah. Would you play with your mom?
Yeah. Or
she plays pickle.
She does, yeah. Or my daughter.
Yeah. How long until Elise is playing with her daughter.
Well, I heard that her daughter's not really playing that much anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it Elsie Hendershot that's the future of pickleball?
She's good. Elsie.
She's 11.
Yeah. And she's lefty.
Lefty.
Yeah.
How long till Elise plays with her?
Could
Elsie play pro at 15, 16?
I mean, she could play it. Would she do well? I don't know.
I'm saying if she stays on her current trajectory. She won 16U PPA finals.
Yeah.
At 11
there's
years
a pretty
old.
big difference between that and the pros.
That's what I'm saying. So, but in 3, 4, 5 years,
maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
1 to 2.
if she stays on that trajectory,
If she stays on that same trajectory, yeah.
be fun to watch. These juniors.
Okay, did we talk about men's?
Our boy Jack is in Utah right now.
Nice. You love Jack.
Yeah, he wants to play Fortnite with you. I told him you only play StarCraft, and he said StarCraft. What a nerd.
StarCraft is great.
He's like, people still play StarCraft. That's what he said, not me. That came from Jack. Just kidding. He didn't say that.
Men's doubles?
Yeah, men's doubles. Okay, men's doubles was wild. So Matt Wright, AJ Kohler.
Okay.
Let's talk about this. So round 1, they play some. Who did they even play? Oh, they played Jorge Nunez and Zach Parks.
Okay.
Zach Parks is dating Cass, right?
Well, I don't know if he still is, but they were.
I mean, he's like the ultimate boyfriend.
Yes.
I mean, you freaking talk about any female, and Zach would be like, keyboard freaking warrior would be like, hey, Cass is better than her. So Zach, that's cool of you, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go 3, but there's some chirping.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess a fan was chirping. Maybe it was Cass. Mm-hmm. Maybe Cass was chirping at Matt.
Yeah.
Matt asked for the fan to be removed.
Mm-hmm.
After the match, I guess it got a little heated.
Yeah.
AJ said something to the fan. Matt asked the fan to be removed. Okay, so we're 8 a.m. and it's starting. All right, next match, Matt and AJ play Moda. So Moda's the littler of the Alchemist. This shorter one.
The little one.
I'm just saying the shorter, not a lefty.
Okay.
Right-handed, smaller.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it.
Okay.
And Spencer Smith.
Spencer Smith.
Okay.
Utah represents.
Spencer, no stranger to off-court fights. Well, his girlfriend.
Yeah, he's a stranger.
Yeah, Spencer's like the most chill guy ever. Okay, so during the match, there was some controversial calls. Mm-hmm. There was a couple of, we'll call them bad, questionable calls made by Moda. Uh-huh. That were actually, both of them were overturned by the ref.
I think only one was.
Okay, one was
I think
overturned?
the second one. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the first one was, but the second one was.
And that started into the chirping.
Yeah.
And Matt was chirping at Moda and AJ allegedly said something like, go get some coffee.
Was this after the match, though? Or
during the match.
Oh, during the match. Gotcha.
Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's...
I think it means to go get coffee.
Yes, but I mean, like, that set off the Alhunis.
Okay.
And they were saying that AJ and Matt were racist. And so I don't know. I guess I'm just confused by that. I don't know how that's racist. And like,
that's because you're speaking with white privilege.
Obviously. I mean, they're from where, Liberia?
You better be careful.
That's right.
You're treading on very thin ice.
I'm just saying my point is
thin ice.
I don't think that Liberia is known for its coffee. But again, I don't know. Point is they upset them, okay? And again, if you upset somebody, you probably... I'm just double checking real quick. Libya.
Oh my gosh.
They're from Libya. Okay, my bad. Libya. Okay. Anyways, point is he told them to go get some coffee. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But again, I'm not them, so they could choose to be. They're upset. After the match ended, mm-hmm. AJ beeline straight to Moda. Mm-hmm. And Moda was getting his stuff, and AJ got...
Well, Moda doesn't tap paddles, too.
He doesn't tap paddles, just walks over.
Yeah.
AJ gets kind of in Moda's face.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, Mo's the bigger, taller lefty mm-hmm. who played on the Night Owls and was cut by the Bears.
So he was on the Bears, though.
No.
He got the care package.
He did not get the care package. So Mo jumps the fence.
I saw it. He straddles it. He puts.
Well, he's 6'5".
Yeah, but it's not like he's jumping and beelining.
No, he didn't.
He walks over.
He walked over, gets in AJ's face.
A little bit over exaggeration.
No, but we're gonna make it that way.
Okay.
Gets in AJ's face, and he gave him like this weird, like kind of semi headbutt.
Yeah.
Thing, Mo wanted all the smoke from AJ. They start going at it. Now, I struggle with this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it wasn't Mo's fight.
Okay.
And Mo was calling AJ racist as well. It wasn't Mo's fight, but again, it's your brother.
He was backing up his brother.
It's his brother. I don't have any issue with that at all. So they started like going at each other, and then Johnny Goldberg. Johnny Goldberg shockingly was the voice of reason. He said,
Who would have thought?
He said, guys, I'm a lawyer. If one of you sprains an ankle during this fight, let me know. Here's my card. But also, let's break it up.
He said, throw a quick punch and then let me do my work.
Yep, exactly. He said, AJ, is your neck okay after that headbutt? Come here. You want to sue? And then he said, sue him for what? He doesn't have anything. So it ends up getting broken up. Matt and AJ win. What's crazy is had Mo won his next match, he would have played Matt and AJ. Because they played Rafa and Marshall Brown.
Which they almost did.
5 and, yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that little altercation? Is that good?
Yeah, look, shows some fire, shows that they care. Now, AJ was pissed about them hooking. He said he's tired of them cheating. Look, and let's just call it what it is. Like, we're always honest on this pod. The Alhunis, I don't think Moda, but Mo has a very bad reputation for hooking.
Moda does too.
Okay, so the Alhunis have a horrible reputation for hooking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad. And if you ask any pro on tour, they all agree. And
How does Brett Meyer feel about this?
Brett Meyer thinks that they're massive hooks.
Okay.
Do
they have to walk the other way when they see him?
Brett Meyer actually had another call overturned on match point.
Really?
Against CJ and Jackie. Yeah.
Wow.
CJ hit an overhead.
On CJ? You
can't
do that to CJ.
Hit an overhead, and Brett Meyer called it out on the replay. It was in, but
shaking my head.
And it happened to be on match point. So, anyways, when the games get tight, the calls get tighter. Anyways, they have a bad reputation, and nobody's giving them the benefit of the doubt. And anytime at this point at their stage, because they've built this reputation, if there's something like this happens, people are just going to assume they cheated.
Yeah,
and they're hooking on purpose.
Yeah,
and so it's tough. And AJ was over it, and he was done with it, and he was pissed. And did AJ need to go get in Mo's face after? Probably not. Did Mo need to come in and headbutt? No. Cooler has prevailed. I think that it could have got pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Matt Wright, look, he knows who he is.
Yeah, he's not doing anything.
He's not doing anything. He's going to chirp, and then he's going to say, have you ever seen Rocky 5?
Yes.
Tommy the Machine Gun?
Yeah.
When the his manager, he's like, touch me and I'll sue.
Yeah.
That's Matt Wright. He's going to chirp, and then he's going to be like, touch me and I'll sue. That's Matt.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, they end up, it ends up, nothing happened, and it was kind of the buzz of the tournament. But we're not done.
Yeah.
The next match, AJ Kohler, Matt Wright take on Rafa Hewitt, Marshall Brown. Mm-hmm. And we have another fight at the end of the match.
At the end?
Yes. So at the end of the match. So again, controversial calls. Match ends. And they go to the net. And AJ and Rafa are now nose to nose.
Yeah.
Right into it. Literally screaming at each other. AJ yells at Rafa, stop effing hooking.
Yeah.
And they're screaming at each other. Rafa says, don't ever effing touch me. Get out of my face. Mm-hmm. Renee Hewitt, Mama Hewitt I guarantee you, she stood up. She was ready. Mama Hewitt doesn't play. Renee was ready. She was coming. And then Matt walked over and said something to Rafa, and he shook his hand. He hit it all hard. You know how people do that.
Yeah.
And they started jawing.
Who wins, Farmer Boy or hockey player?
I think it'd be a good fight.
I'm serious. Who do you have?
AJ? I think AJ's a slight favorite in that, but I actually think Rafa.
He's got that brute force.
No, Rafa's tough.
Yeah.
I think Rafa's a tough dude.
Yeah.
I also think that Rafa.
AJ's got a little bit more crazy in him, though. Rafa's crazy, too.
He does, but I think that Rafa snaps.
Yeah.
Rafa's got that snap in him. It'd be interesting. But I also think that Rafa. I think he's tough, but I think he's a lover, not a fighter. And what I mean by that is I think Rafa would try to talk his way out of it.
So all talk, no?
No. I don't think he's all talk. I just think he would try to talk his way out of it.
Yeah.
But if he did snap, it was on.
Yeah.
Also, Mitch was there, Rafa's BFF.
Okay.
And that dude's batshit crazy.
Mitch, yeah.
Do
I know Mitch?
He was in Grand Rapids.
Okay, I don't know.
He was a great wingman for Rafa in Grand Rapids.
Huh.
Does
Marcelo like Mitch?
She has to. You can't like Rafa and not like Mitch.
Okay.
Like they're two peas in a pod.
Okay.
Mitch is crazy. Mitch is not normal. Like literally he's missing a chromosome or something. But he's a super cool guy. He's just not right in the head. And I think like he's the type of guy he'd bite your ear off. He's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So Mitch was there too. So that I think it could have got wild.
Yeah.
Mitch would have jumped that fence. Like, you know how Mo jumped the fence and went after AJ?
He would have actually jumped it.
He would have actually jumped it, probably fell on his face, got back up, ran. And
while
probably
pulling up his pants?
Yeah, while pulling up his pants and probably try to run through the net.
Yep.
But Mitch Mitch doesn't play.
Oh, man.
All right, moving on. So, other side of the bracket, we thought Augie and Eric Onsons would have a good run. Mm-hmm. And they did. End up losing.
They get quarters or semis?
Quarters. Okay. They lost 12-10 in the third.
To who?
To Pablo and Deckel.
Okay. I somehow thought Pablo and Deckel lost, but maybe.
Yeah. Well, they lose the next round to Pablo and Deckel. Oh, no, they beat Matt and AJ. Okay. So Pablo and Deckel
made it to the finals.
Made the finals.
Yeah.
And then they play our guy, CJ Klinger.
CJ Klinger.
Team Proton.
What a guy.
Daescu and CJ. CJ out there with his Chipotle and his red Powerade.
Yeah. Real quick.
He's got red lips.
CJ and Andre beat Hayden and Fed.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But people, once again, they were saying that Hayden was kind of trash talking, kind of doing what
Hayden was chirping CJ.
You can't do that.
Who chirped CJ?
You can't do that.
Like, you can't chirp Like, I love Hayden. You can't chirp CJ Hayden. Yeah. Of all the people, you can't. He's just CJ. Like, look, CJ is that kid that everybody protects.
Yeah.
Everybody on tour needs to put him in bubble wrap. They need to wrap their arms around him. They need to protect him.
He's awesome. I like CJ. He's probably 6'4", right?
Yeah, I think he's growing too.
Oh my gosh.
His limbs are long.
Yeah.
He literally eats Chipotle and drinks red Powerade every day.
Good.
The dude is
his lips are always like bright red.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
CJ is everything that's right about pickleball is CJ Klinger.
Yeah.
And he continues to get better.
I like CJ.
And he's the best lefty in the game.
I stand by that. He's great.
18 years old.
Yeah.
CJ's rad. So anyways, they beat Fed and Hayden.
Uh-huh.
And then they go to the finals and they've win in freaking straight games against Pablo and Deckel.
Yeah.
13-11, 11-2, 11-9.
Yeah.
Andre Daescu's back.
He's good. He's very solid.
Yeah.
He is very, very, very solid. He doesn't make a lot of errors. His shots are high quality. There's not much margin of error in his shots. Like, literally, if you have to hit it over the net 2 inches, he's hitting it 2.2 inches.
That's CJ's first gold?
I think so.
Yeah.
It might even be his first medal. And he gets it with a gold.
Yeah. So congrats, CJ Klinger, Andre Daescu, Team Proton.
Yep. Great day for Proton.
Big dubs. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Real quick, big shout out to Vulcan Pickleball. They make the V-Pro Flight, which is also the official sponsor of this podcast. Also PPA Tour and also MLP. And I don't know if we can say it yet or not, but there might be another entity coming into play that might be using this ball. Anyways, if you want to use the ball that everybody is using.
Whoa, breaking news, Tyler Loon.
Go to vulcansportinggoods.com. Use code KOTC for the best price possible for this ball. And it really, truly is a great price.
Yeah. Did you see Hunter Johnson talk about that ball?
Yes, he says he likes it.
Yeah, he said he loved it.
Yeah. And Hunter's a top 3 singles player, and these players, they're liking the ball.
Yeah. Hunter might be like the breakout player of the year. Speaking of, we're going to do KOTC awards.
We are.
This week.
Eventually.
This week. And we're going to send out on our peep our newsletter or our Instagram, and we're going to vote.
Yeah.
We're going to have people vote, and yeah.
Are you dressing up?
Yeah, I got to go full.
Rent a tux?
Full formal wear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in.
Just on the upper.
Yeah, I'll wear shorts and slides
and
underneath it.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Okay. Anything else before we get into questions?
No, Tyler, I don't think so. But it was a wild day.
Okay. Yeah. Pickleball is ever changing. We may or may not, both of us, be going. We have a lunch date today with somebody very interesting, and so hopefully we can get
Dolly's Soup and Salad.
So hopefully we can get some more.
If you live in Utah and you want to see us, we're going to be at Dolly's.
All right. Okay, let's get into questions. Are you ready, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm pumped, bro.
Okay.
Oh, I had a question. Talk about Ben and Collins split. I already did it. Okay, I did my job.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, if you're not following us yet on Instagram, make sure to go check us out. We are at More King of the Court on Instagram. We do a lot of updates. This is where we ask a lot of the questions that you guys can write into. We've had some people donate to the pod, which is incredible. We love it. Merry Christmas to you guys. And yes, let's go. All right.
Let's do it.
So somebody asked, what do you guys know? What do you guys know about the newsletter sent to the UPA signed by Selkirk, Head, Engage, etc.? So we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think that's the first domino to fall.
Tyler, are you locked in to play with Connor all of next year?
First.
Ben Johns reached out, so I have to.
Did he?
No. So me and Connor, we're scheduled to play most of next year. We're starting the first 2 to 3 months pretty much exclusively, and we'll evaluate.
Would Ben have reached out had it not been for the pod? Have you
Who
thought
knows?
that? Have you thought that?
I've thought that.
Really?
Yeah.
Ben likes us.
I
Ben
think he did.
He always says hi to me.
Well, yeah, that's in person. Very few people will say F you in person.
Rettenmeyer did.
Yeah, now you guys are besties.
Well, yeah, that's because we respect. There's a mutual respect amongst each other.
I don't know. I'm not naive to think I'm in his top 2, 3, 4, but I do
You're
think...
not in his 5. Remember that? Remember the Fave 5?
What was that, T-Mobile?
T-Mobile, yeah.
Or MySpace, your top 5?
MySpace,
How much drama did social media cause back in the day?
Social media is, it's rough.
Should they bring that back?
Yeah.
Top 5 friends?
100%, because you want to know, or like when you have your best friends on Snapchat.
I think, honestly, and people make fun of this, and you can, but I think me and Ben would do really well.
I'm not making fun.
There's a lot of people who are like, oh, he's just shilling himself, everything like that. But listen, he picked me for MLP. We played MLP together.
Yeah.
During COVID, we had like 3 tournaments or so scheduled to play together. And so to act like I'm not even in his thoughts, I think might not be true. I think I'm probably 4 through 6 or so in there.
That's fair.
Is that accurate, Jimmy? Roast me.
No, I think that's fair. I think you should ask him. Why don't you ask him?
I've asked him in the past. Well,
Ask
he knows.
him again.
What would that change?
Shoot your shot, dog.
Oh, he's already had. Oh, what do you think about Thomas? His video saying, if you are any pro or any emerging pro, reach out to Ben right now.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. I think Ben's like, please don't. I'll reach out. Don't call me. I'll call you.
Exactly. So that I'm of that mindset. But Ben's great. And
but you don't know until you ask.
I think me and him would do well. I don't think we'd win every single tournament, but I think
Would you do better than him and Colin?
I think we would have more golds.
Woo! Okay. Would you play with Colin?
If he wanted to play the left side, yeah.
Could he play the left?
Everyone can play the left.
You called him a beta. You think he wants to play with you?
Well, he'll be alpha now. I'll be the beta.
Wow.
I know you're going to talk about the JOHNS split. How good can Colin be with the right partner?
Well, we've seen Colin without Ben, and he was like, Colin's a 20 to 25 ranked player in the world. Can Colin win without Ben? Yes, he won Red Rock with Deckel. It was essentially like a Daytona type tournament where a lot of players weren't there, but him and Deckel did win Red Rock. Yep. So can Colin win without Ben with the right partner? Yes. Will we see Colin maybe win? I think we see Colin medal under 5 times next year. Medal.
That's high. I mean, to medal is.
That's what I'm saying. Under could be 0. I don't think we'll see it often. So yeah.
Somebody said, I have an idea for a rule change. It's crazy, but it could work.
Okay.
But they don't include it. Is 14 weeks too long for an MLP season? Should it go back to mini tournaments?
Yeah. 14 weeks. Oh, mini. Wait.
Is 14 weeks too long for MLP season? Should it go back to mini tournaments?
Well, you're only playing 5 of those. And then finals. So no. Because you're only playing 5. And it actually gives you guys a chance to have somewhat of an off season.
The lack thereof.
I mean, but it's more breaks than you've ever had before.
No, well, yes and no.
I mean,
we'll have like a 1 to 2 week break.
But look, from May through September,
Uh-huh.
there are 2 PPAs.
Yep.
And you'll play 5 MLPs. That's 7 events from April 28th, end of April, last week of April,
Yeah.
all the way through September. That's only 7 events in 4 months.
I don't know. I'd have to look
Now,
at the
depending on
schedule.
how they're spread out, you might have
exactly. That's what
1
I'm
to
saying.
2 weeks here. Maybe
Exactly.
you'll play back to back. But
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But
You don't
that's
have a
not-
true break of like 1 to 2 months or even.
sure,
That's-
yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
it's as sporadic as it's ever been.
Yes, that is true. All right. How are pros reacting to Chris Kelly's Instagram post? I haven't seen
The
those.
Family Guy ones?
I don't know.
Have you not seen those?
Uh-uh.
He's going hard.
Everybody or?
The Family Guy ones. There's like ones about DUI. There's ones about.
Well, what pros is he going after?
Ignatowicz on that one.
Oh.
There's ones about.
That's not funny. I'm not laughing.
There's ones about catching his wife, someone's wife in bed with someone. I mean, he did not hold back. I haven't heard anything from pros about it.
Yeah.
I
think people.
I think it's one of those things
associate
where
with
they
him with like a meme account, and so
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where they probably secretly laugh, but then they don't want to laugh in public.
Yeah.
It's like when, somebody gets hit by a car, like it's funny, but like, wait, are they hurt?
I don't know if that's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, where do you all see the APP in the next couple of years, and are they making good revenue?
So I thought that PPA MLP had a chance to crush APP and end it, and get all of these players. And now I think APP is going to be just fine. And the reason for that is because, well, we'll see, because the India and all these other worldwide tours are going to take a lot of these players. But
we need to do a specific episode on just what's going on international.
yeah, because let's have UV on.
Yeah.
Because
Pickleball Prince.
PPA has decided that they only want specific players, they're signed players.
I texted UV. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, what are you doing? I kid you not, he responded, and he sends a screenshot of him listening to our pod.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
UV's rad.
Yeah.
So I think that, PPA, they've made it clear the players that they want, and they're okay letting other players walk, and I think that will keep APP alive. However, these international options are legit. They're legit options with real money.
As of now.
With real money. And so I think we're going to see, there's a chance that some of these players can go over there and make 20 grand, 25 grand for 2 weeks of play.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they do it?
Yeah. All right. This person asked like 10 questions. We'll try to knock them out quick. Does Elise Jones have the hardest overhead in women's pickleball? If no, who? I would say she definitely does not have.
She doesn't, but here's what's funny is I watched her match against Jackie and Anna, and she was hitting these nukes, but I think this is really funny because I asked Jackie about it. I said, was Elise like, was the ball just sticking to her paddle and it was like almost like a carry? And she was throwing it, and Jackie said, I think the wind was at her back because it was really windy. Yeah. She said, I think that they were very wind aided at that time.
I've known Elise for quite some time, and I don't think I've ever known her as somebody hitting hard.
Who has the best overhead in women's? Is it Lacey?
Leia,
Leia's
maybe
good.
Lucy.
Glosman,
yeah. Glosman. Yeah.
It's definitely not Elise, though.
Did you both see memes of pickleball posts?
Edda's is pretty good.
Yeah. Did you both see memes of pickleball posts of Ben John's auditioning partners?
Yes, incredible.
Great. We love it. We love that stuff.
Very funny. Tyler is a skater, so it fits.
Are the Yola's threes getting USAP approval?
Yeah. All you got to do sounds like USAP.
USAP approval.
Oh, I don't know. I assume so. I assume that they'll come to some sort of agreement.
Who's Hayden Mick's partner for 2025?
He's playing some with Georgia. I assume when J-Dub doesn't play. I think he has some with a couple with Jesse. I think he has some with AB. Mm-hmm. So I think that Hayden's going to mix around a little bit. Oh, Kate?
Yeah.
I think he's just going to kind of, he's going to kind of float around. He's a young stud.
Young buck. He's 19, right?
Just turned 19 September.
Would Tyler play mixed doubles with Lee Waters?
You already did.
We used to play.
You used to play mixed.
We took
together.
Ben Johns and Annalie 3 games.
You should play with Lee again.
Yeah, she's great.
If Lee comes back. No, Tyler's playing with the Bear, Lena Padigamaite.
Yep.
Lena's rad, dude.
She's cool. She's tall. She's
tall.
Maybe
We went to dinner in Vegas, like a team dinner, and she was wearing heels.
Yeah.
All dressed up, and I was like, gosh.
Yeah. Towering. Any insights on AJ's behavior? We talked about that.
Don't hook. Stop effing hooking AJ.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. I mean, in every single match, there's
Would
bad
you ever
calls.
fist fight over pickleball?
If somebody threw a first punch, yeah.
You would.
I'm not backing down.
You're not.
No.
Huh. If I was playing in a,
I should send.
if I was playing in a,
I should send you some videos of me fighting when I was younger.
if I was playing in a 3-5 gold medal match,
Mhm.
and I got hooked and got in an argument, would you jump the fence for me?
I would laugh.
Wow.
That would be funny.
Jeez.
All right, so somebody asked about this PWR. I think that's the international stuff. We'll talk about that in a separate episode.
Yeah. So PWR is the pro pickleball world, whatever, and yeah, we'll talk about.
All right,
it.
we'll do 3 more questions. This one's kind of funny. Why was Leia Jansen so mean to Jackie in their match?
I don't know. That was weird. She wouldn't talk to her, wouldn't shake her hand after, wouldn't.
Wait, was that her partner or opponent?
No.
Oh, gotcha.
No, they played against each other. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Wouldn't shake her hand, wouldn't tap her paddle, did like the whole psych. They went to the net and did like a full on psych. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's just, when you're on tour with somebody for months and months and months.
Yeah. Well, they also kind of lived near each other for a little bit too.
Yeah. I just feel like things happen. I honestly don't know.
What's one thing said about the other behind the scenes they're not aware of? I don't know if they're talking about us or just kind of pro players in general.
Behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes. That's what they said.
There's a lot of...
Jimmy, will you partner with somebody who's a 4.0 at a PPA tournament and they want to play with you?
Yeah, done. Let's do it. You know that Mr. Pickleball girl? When we first started doing the pod, I made like a mention of partnering with someone, and she's like, I'll play with you. But I think she's actually gotten really good.
All right, last question. You should get Onisha or Alan Roman on the pod. Do you think they would do it?
I think Onisha would. Alan Roman would be great. I'd love to pepper Alan.
You love Alan.
I love Alan. Alan wants to be the center of attention.
What do you think some of his goals are for next year, Alan Roman?
Alan?
Yeah.
Get his center court as much as possible. Get as much camera time as he can.
Overrule as many people.
Overrule as many. Yeah. I bet Alan Roman has like a vision board, and it's like 174-foot faults.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
So.
All right. Anything else, Jimmy?
No. Nothing.
Big shout out to all of our sponsors: Pickler, Pickleball Central, C&D Pickleball Nets, Vulcan, Holy. Hey, we didn't talk about Holy.
No. Okay. This is important. Holy. This is actually really important. So listen up. Okay. Do you guys want to be healthy? This is the freaking new year.
2025.
2025. It's time to get freaking healthy. And it's time to start putting good things in your body.
All this stuff will be consumed by the end of this year. And
yeah, get it all out of your system. Get on holyperformance.com. Use code KOTC. We have a new flavor, KOTC flavor coming out. You can get all your electrolytes. You can get all of your freaking creatine. You can get all your good stuff into you. They have greens, Tyler, antioxidants. It helps with your immunity. Is it your immune system?
Yes, which I feel like I've been a little bit sick.
We all have for months.
Literally for like 5 weeks.
So you need to get your greens. Go to holyperformance.com. I promise you guys, just listen, trust me on this, okay? Trust. As the kids say these days, trust. Did you know kids say that? Bet. Trust. Holy Performance.
All right, if you made it this far, please do us a big favor.
Ben would still be with Colin if Colin was using Holy.
That's a bold claim to make.
Promise you. Holy has way more good stuff than milk.
Thank you for making it this far. Please do us a big favor. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Yes.
If you made it this far throughout this year,
Jimmy Miller,
we love you.
PB.
This has been an incredible ride. 2025, we are beyond thrilled for. So many exciting things. Merry Christmas. Hopefully this is released before Christmas. If not, then hopefully...
Can you say Merry Christmas?
You can
now.
Say
Happy Holidays.
Well, you can say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
And Happy Hanukkah.
And Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Do Canadians celebrate Christmas?
What is it?
Boxing
Day?
Yeah. Do they not believe Santa comes?
I don't know.
I don't know how that works. Somebody tell us. Josette, Justine, tell us. Is Boxing Day the same as Christmas, or is it different?
Okay. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Merry Christmas. and we will talk to you another time.